Let's welcome all of you for the lecture in physics once again. And our topic today's lecture is problems based on surface tension. We know very well that from the water, if you want to produce a drop just like this is single drop produced from the water. Then here it is a spherical drop. Some work is done here. If this spherical drop is converted into large number of small droplets, even here also some work is done, some energy is required, some energy is absorbed. This is because the total surface area of the single drop is very small as compared to the total area of all these droplets. If these droplets again come close to each other, or you may say coalesce together, or you may say merge together to produce the same single drop, then here again energy is given out. This is because the total surface area of all these droplets gets decreased for the single drop. Second thing, whatever energy is required here or whatever energy is released here, that corresponds to surface energy. This surface energy related to surface tension. This is not a single case simply. If you possess a soap solution, then in that soap solution also you can prepare a soap bubble which consists of a soap film in between two surfaces. The inner volume is spread in terms of air, and here there is air also outside that volume. Means this soap bubble consists of two surface area. During all this process, some work is done here also. Whatever work is done, we have to discuss all these points from the upcoming topics, and the problem related to all this topic we have to discuss here also. The points to be remembered for solving problems based on surface tension during formation of a bubble, formation of single drop from droplets, formation of droplets from drop, or formation of a soap bubble. And whatever work is done, whatever surface energy is possessed, whatever energy changes during change in surface area, whatever energy is absorbed during formation of droplets, whatever energy is released during formation of a single drop from the droplets, we have to discuss all this part right now. And definitely the basic formula for that is none other than work done equal to T into change in area. Work is nothing but energy. This energy is also called as surface energy. This energy is nothing but again same formula, T into dA as well. So let me discuss all these points. We have to think about this expression. You have to remember this expression. Whenever a single drop is produced from the water, then here change in area is nothing but final area of the single drop. Means what? When a single drop is produced from the water, then work done W is equal to T into change in area. Its initial area is 0. Now it possesses certain area. Its radius is capital R. Its surface area means surface area of the sphere is directly taken as 4 pi capital R square. Same will be the amount of energy required here. Same is the amount of surface energy. Surface energy E equal to T into 4 pi R square. What I meant to see here, change in area is nothing but 4 pi R square, directly surface area of that single drop. If A soap bubble is produced here with radius capital R from the soap solution. You have to think in the same way fashion. Work done W is equal to T into dA, T into its initial area is 0 and final area is nothing but the area possessed by that soap bubble equal to 4 pi capital R square. But here this soap bubble consists of two surface area, the inner area within which there is air and the outer surface area outside which there is air. In this fashion it consists of two surface area, therefore you have to take 2 times 4 pi R square. So this is the final expression for formation of a single soap bubble from the soap solution. W equal to T into 4 pi R square into 2. Same is the surface energy. Surface energy E equal to T into 4 pi R square into 2. Because the expression for work done and expression for energy is same one. This is surface energy. Again, now come to this point. Whenever you are thinking about formation, increase of surface area of either single drop or the bubble, it can be done just in this fashion. There is a soap bubble with small surface area of initial radius R1 and then it gets expand by inserting certain air inside it. It becomes large, it becomes big as compared to the previous one. Now its total surface area increases, its radius increases from R1 to R2. Then here work is to be done, here energy is required. Again the same expression should be used. Now for this case work done W is equal to T into change in area. Now change in area is final surface area minus initial surface area. Final surface area is 4 pi R2 square and initial surface area is 4 pi R1 square, and it is 2 times because it consists of 2 surface area. It also consists of 2 times because it is also consists of 2 area. Therefore change in area is 2 4 pi R2 square minus 4 pi R1 square. I have to take this 2 as a common factor. 4 pi R2 square minus 4 pi R1 square. And if it is a single drop, simply the same relation can be written as W equal to T into 4 pi R2 square minus 4 pi R1 square, because the 2 factor does not consist of in case of this. So in case of this drop, because it consists of only one surface area, the outer surface area only. Now let's think about whenever you are going to convert a single drop into droplets of same size with same radius. If the single droplet with radius equal radius of small r, then the initial area of the single drop is 4 pi r square surface area because it is sphere, and the initial surface area of the single drop is 4 pi small r square. If it consists of here 8 droplets, the total surface area is 4 pi r square into 8. If it consists of only 2 droplets, then the total surface area of the 2 droplets is 4 pi r square into 2. But we don't know the exact number of droplets. If it consists of n droplets, then the total surface area of all these droplets is 4 pi r square into n. So whenever you are going to calculate the amount of work done, you have to think about the final surface area is as 4 pi r square into n minus initial surface area is 4 pi r square. So W is equal to, for this case now, for the drop, W is equal to T into change in area. Change in area is final surface area 4 pi r square into n, total surface area of the n droplets minus initial area is surface area of the single drop 4 pi capital R square. So this is the case where you have to solve the problem. Same is the expression for change in energy as well, or you may say energy required here or energy absorbed here, because the total surface area increases. Here energy is required, energy is absorbed. Same will be the expression for energy as well. T into 4 pi r square n minus 4 pi capital R square. But the basic difference between these two terms is that you have to calculate about the relation between the small r and capital R. How that can be done? Simply by considering the volume of the single drop is equal to total volume of all these droplets. So V1, initial volume V1 is equal to final volume V2. The total volume of the spherical droplet is 4 by 3 pi r cube, and the volume of the single droplet is 4 by 3 pi small r cube. If there are two droplets, you have to multiply r cube. You have to multiply it by 2. If there are 8 droplets, you have to multiply it by 8. But as we consider there are n droplets, you have to multiply it by n. Here 4 by 3 get cancelled, pi get cancelled. R cube equal to capital R cube is equal to small r cube into n. You have to calculate the value of capital R in terms of small r in this fashion. Capital R equal to small r into n raised to 1/3. You have to take cube root of n. Putting the value of capital R as n raised to 1/3, here you can calculate the next formula. W is equal to T into 4 pi small r square into n, as it is, minus 4 pi capital R square. Now capital R square is R square equal to R square into n raised to 2 by 3. So here small r square into n raised to 2 by 3, and therefore W, or you may say energy, equal to T into 4 pi r square can be taken as a common term in bracket n minus n raised to 2 by 3. In some problems, the value of small r is given there, means radius of the single droplet is given there. You can solve in this fashion the energy or work done during the formation of droplets from the single drop. If the value of capital R is given there, then you can calculate the value of capital small r in terms of capital R in this fashion. The small r square equal to n raised to minus 2 r square into n raised to minus 2 by 3. This n raised to 2 by 3 can be shifted to the left hand side by assigning its negative sign. Now you can put the value of W here, T into 4 pi small r square. Small r square is capital R square into n raised to minus 2 by 3. Here into n again, minus 4 pi capital R square. You have to think about the expression for work done or energy in terms of capital R. Here 4 pi capital R square can be taken as a common term. Therefore energy or work done equal to T into 4 pi capital R square into bracket n raised to minus 2 by 3 and n raised to 1. It comes out to be n raised to this 2 by 3 minus 1 is 1 by 3 minus 1. This is the final expression for the amount of energy required or work done in terms of capital R, radius of the single drop. All these points you have to take under consideration, but the simple thing about is that this capital R is equal to small r into n raised to n by 3 should be considered in this expression during formation of droplets from the single drop or formation of single drop from the droplets. These points to be remembered while solving the problems based on work done, surface energy, change in energy, energy absorbed, or energy release related to surface tension. I hope you understood. Thank you very much. See you next time.